Hi guys, Gary Smith. A few days ago we put a little video together, a little 45-second thing. It was on bVent and we tied a little video into it working on the roof. And I wanted to show you how we put that together, so let's go look at it. So before we get started, what we want to do is show you that we're going to be using Camtasia software. The system itself will create a system file and you can name it whatever you'd like. At the end product will be a MP4 that is the raw video once you're done. So let's go see how we put this file together. All right, so this is going to be the dashboard. The main menu over here to the left for annotations, for we want to make text. Transitions are going to be our fade out or fade from section to section. Behaviors might be something that would make the text bounce or whatever. Animations would be zoom in and zoom out. There's cursor effects, some voice narration, which I'm doing now. And as you can see, that it bounces a little bit with my voice. Some audio effects, so you can fade in, fade out, and visual effects, and those are the advanced versions, which has the opportunity to put together some hotspots and some other things. So those are a little bit more advanced. So let's look at the basics of what we have. First of all, down at the bottom, tracks. Each track is going to hold something special. This track holds our background music. This track, obviously, as you can see, we're highlighted here, adds text. So this would be a text box. And as we move this cursor along the timeline, you can see that we fade. So our keep it super simple is this text box. So as we hover over it, it's hot. Excuse me. This text box, obviously. Then this text box here is our music, and our audio points are here so that we can raise the level of the music up and down, so we can make it louder or softer. We want to pull it back down to about 5 to 8. And so what I think you would want to do conceptually is to have an idea of your story. So basically what this is storytelling, and it runs on a timeline. So the beginning of the story, your pitch, what you want your viewer or person that you're trying to sell to come away with, and then a call to action, which might be your phone number or whatever. That call to action could be placed all through the video or a number of ways. So it's not like any other, unlike any other movie that you'd see. It's just how detailed do you want to be? You want to capture your audience and drag them along? Do you want to show them small, short clips of different things? That's all left up to your creativity on how you think you want to make your message. I can warn you though right out of the gate. Most people, their attention span is pretty short. So you're going to want to keep your videos below a minute, 40 seconds, 30 seconds, even shorter if you can get the point across. Again, it's basically how you, the message and what you're trying to tell, the story that you're trying to tell. So, so that we'll just click the play button here. I'll just show you how that runs. And I started out with a little strong beat, and I am staying simple with the message. And then once I get into that's the problem. So we have a problem here, and I'm showing the problem, and I'm keeping it simple. So as I show the issue that I want to highlight, at this point and as you can see, we're beginning to get into this blue arrow here. The blue arrow is a animation. So what it's doing is it's zooming in, and I want to focus on it. So, and I can make that animation shorter or longer. So I can scroll this, I can grab my arrow, squeeze the ends of it, and so the timeline now it's quicker. So when I drag across, it just jumps there. So it really is creative as to how you want to do this. If you want to draw it out for that time span and slowly come into it, it would look something like that. Slow to focus. And then at this point on the same timeline is the video. So let's pause for a second and know that when I was in the attic and I during the inspection and I saw this object I wanted to be able to convey, I had the message of I have a problem in the attic and also have a problem on the roof. So I remembered that when I got on the roof, I needed to do a video about whatever it was on the roof that I wanted to tie that message to. So I simply shot the video on the roof and said, hey, when you look at that picture, say something, and then tell your message. So in your mind, you want to kind of have your message or your video pre-planned. And that could be, hey, my last video showed this, now this video is showing that. And obviously you want to show a video first and a video second. So those are the concepts of how that I laid that out mentally. And believe you me, I don't have a lot of mental to lay out.
So when you have a situation like we just saw in that photo,
and we're talking about it now, at this point, I'm speaking, so I do not want the background music, the background to drown me out. So as you can see at this audio point, which is right here, that is about the time that I start talking. So I want that music down, boom, and then it doesn't overrun me. And then as we move along, you can see this is a sound. Now, this particular software is pretty nice. I want to say about $500 or $600. It will allow me to split the audio off the video, and that has some very creative options. So let's look at how that can happen if we want to right-click and separate the audio and the video. Basically, what I've done now is I've got a video track here on one, and on track two, I've got the audio. I can break out pieces of the audio. I can dim it down. I can lower the audio and still have my video running, the image running, and I can kill it out. So I want to do a Control Z, and I think it's Control Z, and that will pull me back down and put that audio back on the video just to undo. So I'm going to take my bar here and scroll across, and we'll move over here, and I'll show you kind of toward the end of it. So as we're running the video, it continues on, and if I move the timeline, then I jump the video along. I can see, as you can see, and then at the end, I want to increase my audio, but now I'm in the call to action. So at this point, you can see that the audio is going up. Background music is up. I'm near the end of the audio portion of it. I'm at the end of the message or the teaching or whatever you want to provide. And then this is however you want to show it. Now, I could transition in, I could bring this in slow or fade it out. So at the end, you can see that I'm fading. So if I stop the timeline, this begins to fade out. So the software has options to where you can fade in, fade out, and those are here in transitions. I'll show you where that is. So we can do that. We can do a flip. We can do fade to black. So, you know, there's just a number of page roll. There's a number of options you can do. So the software allows you to do that. So I hope this helps. It kind of lets you know that it really is in the software you use. I like Camtasia. It's easy to run. It's not that expensive, $500 or $600. It's taken me quite a few videos to get real comfortable with it and get proficient with it. I still have a lot to learn. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and look for more. Thanks. Talk soon.